Good morning, Libra. Welcome back to Path of Enlightenment Tarot. For those of you returning to the channel, welcome back. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I am Nicole. It's always lovely to have every single one of you. Libra, a couple quick announcements and we're going to jump right into the intuitive stuff that I picked up before turning on the camera. Thank you guys for staying around and liking, subscribing, commenting, sharing, all that good stuff. As many of you know, if you've followed me for a while, I had a retail space, closed that down so that I could convert everything to online. So there will be more YouTube content to come. I'm still a little bit in the midst of a transition here, organizing and getting things put together. As you can see, all of the herbs and different things that I do are right here behind me. So just a lot of getting things together, right? So thank you for sticking around, and I'm sorry that the mid-month is just now getting out to you all, but before this long, we'll have November, the weekends, the weekly, like all that stuff. So we'll go from there, right? But thank you for doing what you do and sticking around and supporting the channel and myself. So that's that. Libra, this will be for mid-October, right? Let's follow through to see what the rest of October holds for you. This will be for your sun, your moon, your rising, and your Venus cross watcher. If that is you, welcome to the channel as well. Guys, discern the messages. Like, don't force something that doesn't. If it's either your story, it's not. Parts may resonate. Maybe none of it, maybe all of it, who knows, right? It's going to be different for all of you. On that note, intuitively, right? I always get those intuitive messages first, then we see how that plays out in the cards. Libra, the first thing I heard when this card of yours fell for a spirit to indicate to me who was getting the next reading in this series, geez Louise, the first thing I heard was elimination of a person. Feeling the need to eliminate somebody or something from your situation. I heard two is a party, three is a crowd. What I'm going to say to you, Libra, and I'm going to say I'm going to call it a 60-40 split. 60% of you, and I'm not knocking you, I'm not beating you up, you discern where you are in your world, in your evolvement or ascension. Where a lot of you tune in, whether it's to me or whoever, to get clarity and to work on the self. Others of you, it may be an egotistical thing of just tell me that I'm right. Tell me that my perception is correct. You get to decide what side of that coin you're on. But Libra, with this elimination, for some of you, and I'm going to talk to both sides of this throughout this video, for some of you, this is, you're recognizing there are certain aspects of whether it's people, the toxicity they bring, I'm hearing terms of endearment. Like, to me, that's about like you being or having to be on their terms, something to that effect, okay, or seeing it that way. And if it doesn't work and you're seeing these things continuously play out, most of you are eliminating that from your life. You're wanting to start off on a new cycle. For those of you who are sitting within the ego space, to eliminate something or somebody from your world is to see it as an imminent threat to you. And that threat doesn't mean that they are a threat. That threat can simply be the ego being threatened by something. So it's going to be very important, I think, through the end of October for you to decipher, is this threat legitimate, or is this threat something of the ego? In regards to the two's a party, three's a crowd, that elimination of that third person, again, I do, again, believe for some of you, this is going, maybe there's past relationships, past jobs, past situations that you might be hanging on to a little bit, or they may still be kind of showing themselves or coming up in your energy. There is a need to release those things, right? And I think there's a great awareness within you that understands that. So, and then two's a party, three's a crowd. I'm going to say this, on a home front, if you have entangled yourself in something new, whether it's a relationship, a job, you had a contract with another position, an ex-lover, ex-whatever, you may have ties to something that you can't sever. And I'll use, if we have children and then we separate as an example, like that tie is there for life. you can't just end that. There's always going to be some kind of connection at the very middle of whatever this is. Spirit is saying you're going to have to find resolution within yourself of this situation. So this could also be in regards to debt. Spirit is also bringing up that this debt may run a 30-year period. So this could be a mortgage or something as well that you're dealing with, and you're like, I just want out of this. I don't want to deal with this. You're tied to it somehow, and you're going to have to find a different perspective to resolve whatever this matter is. So Libra, I see this guy for you guys a lot. Excuse me, when I shuffle the cards for you all, or pull the readings, or intuitively sit, it is the balancing of the scales, right? You are the Justice card in the tarot deck, and for every high there's a low, for every low there's a high, but it always comes out that I'm seeing both sides, the light and the dark with you guys, or the evolved or unevolved, or however you want to word it, right? I'm sure you follow along with that. But we're going to dive into your cards. Those were the intuitive messages. That's what came through, and we'll see how that plays out in your reading, okay? So Libra, I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you are doing fantastic. Again, thank you for sticking around with me. I appreciate each and every single one of you. It means the world to me, truly. So, all right, Libra, let's... When I started to shuffle, I seen that the Listen card was on the bottom of the deck, and then as these all flip over, there it is again, right? There are no coincidences. There is a great need to listen to, Spirit is saying, sound advice. Make sure that you're not sitting in a toxic energy yourself, or you could be listening to somebody spewing a lot of bullshit, right? Or of ideas, or what it is they think you should be doing, or how it is you should be doing it. Spirit is also saying wanting to come back around. So, you know, you guys have to decide how that works for you. The fledgling, High Priestess of Water, taking a lot of things to heart. And I want to say to you too, you think about the 4 agreements. Don't take things personally is going to be the big thing. So if you're dealing with somebody from the past that is kind of ripping you a new ass, or trying to, or saying horrible things, that's their perception, right? Like that's where they are. Projection, perception, whatever. But this is also the tendency to feel down and out on yourself for whatever the reason might be. So be cautious of that, because, you know, we can become our own worst enemy. We're supposed to be our own best friend. We can become our own worst enemy by giving ourselves a bunch of shit, and then the confidence card comes out. There is a need for you to have confidence in your abilities. There's also this massive need to play nice. You see this girl with the horse, you know, she's comforting that horse. She's happy to be with that horse. She's in appreciation of that horse. That 6 can be in regards to children. It can be somebody coming back. It's appreciation. It is soulmate energy. It is so many things. It can be the need to move on and doing things differently, playful. What I'm getting with this card is actually temptation. Something tempting you to make some kind of move. This could be gameplay. This could be you wanting to walk out into the world, into something that's new, fun. I got the hiccups. I always have the freaking hiccups. Where you want to engage in something. You want to test some new waters. Wishing, yeah. Spirit is saying it is a call of the heart as well. To want to engage in something new, something that doesn't feel so hard or so heavy for you. Again, the other side of this is, can't even talk right now, oh my goodness, is you being tempted by something. It's like you feel like something is within your grasp, within your reach. I'm hearing red ribbons too. It's like crossing the finish line, wanting to cross the finish line of something. We have the moon. Moon is illusionary energy. It can be some deception behind things. You may be portraying yourself as calm at this time, but there's a knowing that radical change has either happened or it's going to happen. Underneath that, we've got the chaos and cycles and fragment. For some of you, Libra, I will say you may be coming out of this fragmented energy where maybe if regards to partnerships of any kind, it doesn't have to be romantic, right? That you're recognizing, again, that toxicity, you know, maybe the reasons that you leaned into certain people or certain personalities, characteristics, why you were drawn to them. And this cycles, I keep hearing phase from spirit. It's a 10, it's 37, breaks down to a 10 or a 1, endings and beginnings, right? I always bring that up. But behind that is, or in front of that is chaos. That is the tower card in this deck to me. It comes in, it wipes shit out. It is a tornado. It comes in, it disrupts, it upheavals, it shakes things up, it throws things around, it leaves debris. Whatever drastic change for you may have occurred or will occur, I do feel like this is more in the past. I think right now you're dealing with the residuals of that tower moment. Whatever this might be. And it's like, you may be reliving this storm, trying to keep this cycle open somehow, or you could be dealing with somebody who's trying to keep a particular or specific cycle open with you. It's going to be very important that you realize if you are engaging. It's like if someone sends something to you, you get to decide whether or not you are going to partake in it. And that is where you hold your power. If you engage in the nonsense, you are then part of the problem. If you take a step back and go, I'm removing myself from this because it does not serve my highest good, you then are becoming the resolution to the situation. So it's going to be about your decisions on how you decide to handle that, right? So let's dive in a little deeper, Libra, and see what's happening for you guys. 6, 8, again, another number of cycles. Like, do I go back to this? Do I revisit this? If you are contemplating going back into a cycle with something or someone that you feel like created chaos in your life, it's time to leave it alone. This cat is turning his back to this moon. And that moon is the illusionary energy. It is some deception. It is something that is not seen. Spirit is saying getting out while the getting is good as well. So this is like if you have banked your life on some kind of lie or falsified truth, it's time to walk away from that. Let that be, your dirty laundry, your the shit tucked away in the closet. Like, put an end to it. Walk away from it. Move on to calmer waters. Move on to calmer pastures. Find a peace within you. Because it's like in this card, I'm getting this feeling of that peace with that lavender field. Right? To have yourself grounded. I'm going to say your paws grounded with that cat on the card. Having yourself grounded, but knowing that there's so much that I feel like you feel is being held over your head, or somebody's trying to hold something over your head. And this could even be you, again, getting down on yourself and questioning whether or not you've made the best decision to move forward in some capacity. So, all right, Libra, let's see. We're 15 minutes almost into this already. I just feel like the messages coming out, especially in this eclipse season, are very important right now. And that's why they seem to be taking longer than they usually do. Compassion, sitting with that confidence. You may be in a space where you need to give this compassion to yourself, to other people. Understand, Libra, you're not giving somebody a pass for behavior. But with that comes that forgiveness. That without that forgiveness, you are essentially drinking your own poison. You are hurting yourself. You are not helping yourself heal. To hold on to grudges and anything angry to anybody who's been what you feel is a bully, or if you've been a bully or a horrible person and a friend, like whatever it might be, if you are not happy with the outcome, there is the need to take into accountability the action of the self. And even if you didn't live up to the standard in which you are capable of, it doesn't mean that your new cycle can't be rewritten, but to revisit the old is not going to help you move forward. Okay? What is this playful about? What tried to come out of it? I don't even know now. Spirit for playful. Create. I do believe that for a lot of you, this playful energy that I talked about, it's like that temptation being put out in front of you. I do think that for some of you, you're trying to gain some traction to do a different story. But again, what I think is important here is that you are aligning with a new story and letting go of the old. Again, if somebody is trying to pull you back in and give you a falsified sense of hope that things could be different, you're really going to want to examine the past history of that person's behavior and actions as well. Will it truly be any different than it's been before? If you've got 10 years of dealing with this person and they're still doing the same old shit, how is that ever going to change? They are who they are. They're showing you who they are. This moon, speak up. I talked about that truth, right? If you've been living underneath this illusion, right? Or these falsified truths, what is it about a particular person or situation that is eating you up? What is it about? It's almost like a sense of guilt that I get when I talked about, tucking away your dirty laundry, or, we've all got, skeletons in our closet. We've all done things we're not proud of, or said things that we shouldn't have said. And then all we can do is sit with it and go, I can't undo it. Right. But I think that this is about you speaking up to yourself and acknowledging, holding that accountability for any situation and going, yeah, I played this part, and no, I'm not happy with the outcome. Spirit is also giving address to karmic ties and situations. Is this karma playing out? Are the scales trying to balance out somehow for some, and I don't want to call karma punishment necessarily, but I always say to, in situations that have been difficult for me, I don't wish anybody ill. I wish them what they deserve, because they've made that track record with dharma and karma, right? They chose how to live, and they chose what their consequences were going to be, whether or not they could see it. But it's like, this could be karmic. This could have been a karmic cycle, and it's asking you to take a step back and evaluate what it is that you've learned up to this point, and to not, always not repeat the same lessons over and over and over again. We probably all of us readers probably beat the hell out of you and don't repeat cycles, don't repeat patterns, don't. But in order to heal, and they're saying a therapist, like, so even if you have to go to a therapist and let that shit out with a therapist, that they can help you see that different perspective, then do it. If it's just to be able to sit and write and read it out to yourself, put that shit somewhere on paper, right? And then burn it if you want to. Tuck it away in the closet again if you want to. Whatever this is. Then revisit in 5 years and go, wow, look at the growth that I've had, or look how much things are changed. Or for some people, look at where the fuck I still am. Nothing's changed since then. It's a realization. It's always about the realization, the epiphanies, the aha moments of deciding what is good for you and what is not. All right, Libra. You cannot make a decision from where you are in this moment if you're still engaged in a situation that is emotionally charged. Angel of love. Again, that compassion. Same kind of energy. Pour into yourself. I said about those scales. Libra, there you are. The contract. And I said earlier too, you could be tied to something that you feel like you can't get out of. Very, very stuck feeling kind of energy. But this compassion is the need to give back to yourself and nurture those inner wounds. to address them, to accept them, to love them, and to love yourself. And giving that, I want to say to you, even if you're dealing with somebody who is difficult, you know, you could say no response is a response. However, you know, if they're texting or calling or messaging or, you know, who the hell knows. But it's going to be about the way you handle yourself in this situation. If you come at this in anger and frustration, you're going to repeat the things that it is that your soul is desiring you to let go of. Libra, you're sitting in that South Node right now. That's karmic stuff. We're looking at fate and destiny with Aries and Libra right now. You get to decide, again, what side of that coin you're going to be on. Make it the right side up, you know, whatever that right side up is for you. Contract. I feel like you've been blindsided with something. Something could have come up with legal documentation. I'm hearing a notice. It could be a notice to appear. It's something, and you feel like you're going to sustain a loss as a result of this. Spirit is asking you to cut ties to the best of your ability. Again, if you're in some kind of contractual situation that you can't just get up and walk away from it, you can disengage, right? Bring as much peace into the situation, bring as much love into the situation as possible. But this envy to me is like you sitting in the dark and looking out going, how come they get this? Not being satisfied with an outcome. And continuing to look back on that and go, what the hell? Why? Frustration building up. And again, for some of you, you're going to just be like, okay, see ya. Moving on. What's next? But again, there's the two sides to this, Libra. There's the balance that needs to occur. You can be angry, you can be upset, you can be frustrated. You're allowed to feel how you feel. That's a valid thing. But is it worth engaging in? What is it teaching you? What is it showing you? What is it asking you to address? Okay? So we're going to clarify these messages. Like, I feel like I'm just going to blah, 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 blah. Like, get everything out to you guys as it's coming in. All right. What is this angel of love? What pops out? The Three of Swords. Talked about that hurt, that anger, you know, feeling those losses. And it's like nurture your losses in the sense of if it has hurt you, if it has broken you down, if it has, you know, felt like backstab, betrayal, pain, you're going to have to nurture a situation to unify it, to come to a peaceful resolution, you know. And it's like, you know, for some of you, again, not all of you, Libra, but for some of you, your spirit is asking you to step outside of the pain into the love and the light. You could have spent, I'm hearing from the age of 3, in this immense frustration and pain, always feeling, you know, whether it was left out or hurt or repetitive cycles or dealing with toxic people, whatever your example is. And it's like, you're gonna have to change how you do it. It's the adage of hurt people hurt people. What if you loved a situation? What if you nurtured it? What if you came at it in the most compassionate way? And if you don't know how to do it, start to work through it so you begin to understand it. It's the emotional intelligence that comes with it. I do feel like some of you feel extremely trapped. Libra, there you go. King of Swords. That's you guys to me in this. And it's like, instead of feeling what you need to feel, it's all mental, right? It's all this reliving of what it was in the past that had happened. 7 of Pentacles, like maybe, you know, maybe feeling like your situations never can sustain the growth. Like, you know, and it's You may be trying to rebuild something, but again, there's that Page of Cups. Are you daydreaming about something? Like, we have the right to daydream, right? Like, it brings in some creative passions. We get to envision things beyond our wildest imaginations. But are you letting your imagination run away with you? That's the key. To understand where this dreamy energy is coming from, where this idea, like, the only time I feel like some of you are having an emotional thought is when you're daydreaming about how this plays out rather than what is the reality of the situation at this time. When it comes to this contract for Libra Spirit in October, Four of Pentacles, you know, I told you, it's like you're holding on, something's holding on to you, you're holding on to something, right? Whichever side of that, you know, you're on. And it's like, this is mine. I don't want to give this away. I don't want to give this up. But Spirit's telling you there's that Six of Pentacles. There is balance. For everything that you've ever been given, you're going to have to give back. It is bound to balance out. Again, that's six, the Two of Wands. This may require you to make some travel. This may require you to make plans. This may be a matter of relocating. But it's like, I'm going to hold on to what I feel is mine until somebody else shows up and does or gives. Libra, I'll say to you that if you have been the giver, it's time for you to start to receive. If you've been the taker, it's time for you to start paying up your dues. It has to balance out. And it's like you could be turning your back to the idea of this balance, going, this is horseshit. Like, I don't want to do this. This is not the way it's supposed to be. These are supposed to be my things, and this is my space and my freedom. And I'm rebuilding, and I'm doing it this way and that way. Again, you get to decide. Have you been the giver or the taker? When it comes to properties, things like that, again, I could easily see a move, travel, relocation coming in with this. It's a click of a button away. I feel like that message is for somebody specific. So if you're looking to move or relocate, maybe it's just getting so much as on the internet and starting to look at places, or you could just be, you know, I heard investigating. So investigating what your next move could be, or trying to find out some information around a situation of where this move will take you. And I'm going to say this too, and I think there's one of these days I'm going to sit down and do a video on this stuff. When we talk about this move, understand it doesn't have to be a physical move. It can be an energetic move. Your energy could be shifting. Your ideas could be changing. That's movement. Whether it's movement forward, movement backward, whatever it might be, it's still movement. So for some of you, though, I do think that it's getting in the car and going. For others of you, that click of a button away is you starting to like try to take in information and knowledge to see what else is out there. What other sources are available, resources are available to you as well. This envy, what is this envy about? For Libra, what is this envy about? There's something with this envy card about wins and losses. I'm hearing 2 and 0. You know, like 4 of Cups, 2 and 0, wins and losses. Like, how did they get 2 victories and I got none? Or how did I get 2 victories and they're coming back going, you know, how did you do this and I'm left with nothing? As I say that, the 4 of Cups, the 9 of Swords, the 6 of Swords, 10 of Cups. You may feel like your emotional foundations have been absolutely rocked again. You know, and she's inside her space of darkness and looking out to the light and feeling like she's been robbed of some personal satisfaction on an emotional plane. This 4 of Cups is not seeing that on the other side of this, there is another opportunity for a fresh start. And it's like what I'm hearing from Spirit is, I don't want it to be this way. I don't want it to be this way. I don't want it to be this way. This is not what I wanted. Some of you could be bitching and griping to other people. Other people could be kind of I would be careful of other people stirring the shit pot too, right? Like, they're like, oh, I know this was going on. What's the latest? You know, and, oh, I can't believe that happened to you. Negative energy, right? They're feeding into something that needs to be dead, done, and gone, or is dead, done, and gone. Libra, instead of seeing your losses as a loss, like it's the end of the world kind of loss with this anxiety, sleepless nights, nightmares, loss of hope, see this as an opportunity for you to move forward. Even if you do have to give up something, this is a fresh start, a new opportunity where the scales are going to be balanced out. You may not like it. You may have been on the higher end for quite a while, and now it's like, you know, you're hitting those lows, and they're extremely uncomfortable. I mean, there is nothing. I've got cup energy. I've got the 4 of cups. That's it. Swords. 3 of swords, the King of swords, the 9 of swords, the 6 of swords. And the only thing, you know, pentacles, you've got the 7 of pentacles, the 4 of pentacles, the 6 of pentacles. 7 of Pentacles is like, not saying that they never come to fruition, but you keep, you know, replant, you know, if you're not say replant, but plant seeds that you know are going to have growth. You don't want to plant seeds and then have to give 3 of those away and you're back down to the 4 and you're holding on for dear life again. Make your investments into anything that you're doing. Truly, are they worthy of your time? Or again, is this coming from the ego space, or is this coming from a genuine space of heart capacity? Spirit wants you to move on from this. That 6 of swords and then the underlying energy here, walking away. They want to move you into a 10 of cups. I just don't think your 10 of cups is what you thought it was going to be. There's that disillusionment of the expectations of how we thought things were going to turn out or play out in our world, and then they don't. And then it's like, well, what the hell? That's not what I asked for. Spirit just said, what are you deserving of? Very, very key. There's always key points in this reading, and that's the thing. Like, what are you deserving of? Have you put your best self forward? And if you have, know that if you've been on that low end for a while, Libra, it's going to upswing. And if you've been, you know, if you've been the giver constantly, it's going to start to balance out. If you've been the taker, it's time to give. You know, it can't always be one way. All right, Spirit, let's get some advice for Libra, please, for the mid-October throughout the end of October for Libra. Productivity and patterns. I forget what sign that popped out for. I did 4 signs so far, and that might have been Aries, I think, maybe. So you might have some Aries placements. You could be dealing with an Aries. The one thing I will say to you, though, Libra, is I feel like this is a temporary energy, depending, though, on what you choose to do with it, how you choose to work through it. There's not a single major arcana on the board, not a one. So you get I really feel like with this North and South node, you're in this mix of getting to show Spirit, your guides, God, angels, whatever, who you're going to be, what you're willing to learn, how flexible you're willing to play with the universe and other people, situations, whatever. That's going to decide how this next 18 months turns out for you. So, you know, it's like a wake-up call. It's a wake-up call, a reality check to the situation, because you can create a whole new world. Surface, and I think Aries got surface as well in magnetism. You are going to attract to you, and patterns again, you are going to attract to you what it is that you're putting out in your vibrational frequency. You're going to have to look deeper within, and I do think that you are being drawn to take a look at the self. And even, again, you could be examining other people and situations in your world and seeing those patterns. It is also understanding what it is you're being drawn to and why. You take a look at this magnetism card. I know that light's kind of bright there. Let's find a way to... there's that bird, and she's being drawn in to this, but this hasn't taken shape. It hasn't formed yet. And it could be something, again, couple messages with that. you're being drawn into something that you can't make heads or tails of, so it's unknown, it's scary. This is also the illusionment of you keep getting drawn into muddled situations. And I don't think that it's about it's not about them, Libra. It's about you. Because you see that bird is seeking that other object. Person, place, thing, it doesn't matter. That bird is so curious to dive back into something, even if they don't know what it is. There's a difference between moving on and moving forward into unknown territory and then just truly not trusting your intuition to guide you. Because if you're magnetically drawn in a healthy way, it's going to feel right. You're going to have a sensation within every part of your body that says, yeah, this is right. And if you have to look at this and go, wonder what I can pick out of that, and it's attached to the ego space, you're asking for failure. You're asking for challenges. We're always going to have challenges to some degree, right? That's how we grow. But it's like making it harder than it needs to be. You have to see beyond the surface. And you have to be willing to sit with your emotions to understand what the hell is going on and why. So, but Spirit is asking you, that storm warning is behind that. There's that tornado, like chaos card there, and then behind walking away, you've got the storm warning. You're going to have to drop your hostilities. You're going to have to come in from a place of compassion and love. And again, Libra, this could be somebody that you're dealing with. And again, again, I will say to you, there's a split, 60-40 split with you guys. But I don't think you like the changes that are happening, but there's also a massive realization that these changes need to occur. Some of you are going to do this and feel apprehensive. Others of you are going to fight it the whole way. Stay out of the state of resistance. Okay? All right, Libra. Pretty heavy message there. But nonetheless, a message I feels like it obviously needed to come out and be seen. So if you found this video resonated for you, hit that like, subscribe, share, comment, please. I love to hear your stories. Take good care of yourselves. Adjust. It's going to be okay. Come from a space of love. Even if you don't think you're great at it, still try it. It's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to be open. This storm can come in and shake your world up, but ultimately what's on the other side could be for the better, because it's moving you forward. And that's what you need, is forward movement through these lessons. So Libra, again, if you guys are interested in personal readings, that information can be found in the description box below, as well as the About section of the page. And the website is running. It's doing great. I'm excited. So you can get on there and check out all the products and services, crystals, herbs, all kind of good stuff on there. I love it. I love working with this stuff every day. It's fantastic. So Libra, take care. We'll see you guys soon and on the next one. And until then, be well. Talk to you soon.